Hello, and welcome to another video case study. And I had some people ask me for a quick update on the last video I did of the 14-year-old female hockey player. And if you recall, she had saccadic intrusions going to the right, or omnipause intrusions, I should say, going to the right and to the left. And as you can see here, they are much smoother and much better. She has been transitioned to a home program, and she's back on the ice, and things are going quite well for her. So let's do another case and see what we can learn from this one. This one is a 16-year-old female, had a concussion and also an unresolved left ankle injury. I picked this one, and this was a very recent case actually, this last couple of weeks. And picked this one because the ankle injury turned out to be quite a interesting wrench or complication to the concussion. So let's go quickly over her history. She was hit in the head playing basketball and also had an opposing player land on her left ankle. Both injuries occurred in December of 2014. Her first visit with me was March 10th. She was suffering from severe headaches, dizziness, difficulty reading, light sensitivity, sound sensitivity, low energy, changes in taste, and motion sickness, and feeling off balance. The ankle injury has been 3 months and ongoing, had limited left ankle function and pain. She came in on her first day wearing a support brace, and she had been wearing that support brace every day. She also received quite a large bout of physiotherapy care, which unfortunately didn't work out very well for her, as there was no change in her condition after the physiotherapy rehab, which was a bit confusing for me because I didn't think it was too complicated of an ankle problem, but it certainly clouded and complicated her concussion findings, as you will see. So the positive findings that I had on her were she was making corrective saccades on passive Helmighes. Her active VOR showed that there was a VOR cancellation bilaterally. Left was worse than right. She had decreased sensation, pinprick and vibration to the left side face and body, and poor touch localization of the toes, sensitivity to light in the left eye, saccadic intrusions on vertical pursuits. Using a tremor test app, she had a 3.2 hertz tremor in the left hand, grade 3 finger tap on the left. And what I didn't add, and I'll add just right now, is she also had a grade 2 finger tap on the right, which will prove to be significant later on in her care. Bilateral dysmetria on finger to nose, left head tilt with slight left hypophoria, or the way you should say it is actually right hyperphoria, and left subtalar fixation with severely reduced plantar and dorsiflexion, and pain in all those ranges of motion as well. She had left-sided DDK, and her gait was circumductive due to the ankle with shortened left stride and a left arm cantilever. So she was basically limping when she walked. However, when we rehabilitated her ankle, which took the first week, she then was walking more normally. She revealed more of a decreased right arm swing. Okay, so let's take a look at her caps, and I'm just going to show you the more significant cap results. And this one here is the non-perturbed surface, eyes open. You could see she had a stability score of 80.3. Let me just change that into black, which is quite low for just standing on a plate, eyes open, especially for a 16-year-old. And then because of the ankle as well, when we did the perturbed surface, this one was with eyes closed, she had a score of 52.8. So a lot of difficulty there just having her stand on foam surface. Let's take a look now at her saccadometer. What we got here, first image, this is her position profile. Whoa, That's fugly. Yucky Kentucky. So that's just a mess all in. No need to explain that one. Then we have this velocity curves, and you'll see the saccades going to the right, which are your greens. You could see there's this little intrusion there that is more significant of her concussion. So we have either two options here. It's going to be an omnipause intrusion, or it's going to be a head turn. And it turned out in this case it was the first, because I did a second quick saccadometer, and I immobilized her head, and the same presentation showed up. And then, just for completion's sake, we're going to take a look at her phase graph. Again, pretty ugly. The data, if you could see here, it's a little faint, but her latency scores were really super slow. 378 to the left, 377 to the right. So really ugly there. And that takes care of that. Now, going back to the case, I felt like we had to treat her in two different phases. I felt the ankle injury was significant, not only affecting ankle function and her ability to walk normally, but it also began to have an impact, a centripetal impact to her brain. So my initial working diagnosis was to correct. She definitely had, let me just correct, in my opinion, a left cerebellar, right cortical axis. Specifically parietal. I felt like we had to address this issue first with the left ankle. So we did two phases of treatment. The first week we did just focused on the ankle, basic gaze stability exercises, and began the process of trying to speed up those saccades. So what we did was the left subtalar adjustments with neuromuscular reeducation and wobble board stuff. We did focus builder, gaze stability exercises. Now I'm just going to quickly show you how I did that, because the gaze stability feature is not quite available on the focus builder. But similar to the 5-dot exercise they do at CBC, what I do is I open up the anti-saccades. I have equal right and left blinks going on, so these are horizontal saccades. I increase the time interval to 4 or 5 seconds. That will give enough time for a patient to saccade to the target. Now, not anti-saccade, so I would have them saccade to the flashing blink, and then do in this case, I did a yes, yes motion. So it would look like this. Anytime the dot flashed, the eyes were saccade to the target, and then do a yes, yes. Now, in order to do vertical saccades with gaze stability, I would go to my saccade section, put my settings on, and you can choose either upward or downward. I just happen to choose the upward. Place the dots in a -1, +1 position. Made sure I had enough of the time interval to give the patient enough time to do a no-no. That's what I did on this one. I had the patient start at the initial position, saccade upward, do a no-no, then pause, gaze, and then when the dot moved back down, I had him do another no-no. So that's what we did there. Now, we also did the left median peroneal V1 and V3 SEPs. We also did SVI, which is the Sanit Vision Integrator, where program where it's a touch screen, similar to D2, where you're doing pro saccades, and I had her stand on a foam surface while she was doing it so she could work on her ankle responses and increase the latency of the ankle response and improve her balance. So after that that was the first week. After that, we reevaluated. So let me just show you those, particularly the caps. So we'll go post caps. We did so the non-perturbed surface, eyes open, her score went from 80 and improved to 80. Look, you can see on the bottom here, 89.7. So just about 90%. And then her post-cap score on the perturbed surface with the eyes closed went from 52 to almost 70%. So we could see that her ankle function was coming back and she was able to be more stable. So that was quite exciting. Then we redid her saccodometer. Now when I did her saccodometer, I just did a very quick 50 instead of a full 100. So if it looks less, that's the reason why. And let's take a look at her post-saccodometer position profile. So not perfect, but certainly much cleaner than the first one. You can still see issues of saccades going to the right. And this what started to reveal itself in terms of the concussion, that she definitely had a left midbrain, left mesencephalic component that needed to be corrected as well. And let's take a look at the velocity curve. We can see in this case we have a left skew. The saccades to the left were not bad. Saccades to the right produced a left skew, and you can see right here the intrusion. If we look at her face profile, if I can just grab that. Again, looking cleaner, better, but you can see this little dip right here. But better than the first time. Now, after that first week, she had no tremor. No tremor. Grade 3 became grade 1. Head tilt was gone. So no head tilt. Oh, sorry. Sensation came back. Now had improved gain on her VORs. And the headaches really reduced. I mean, mild, maybe on long exertive exercise. Dizziness was gone, reading was improved, light sensitivity was improved, mild sound sensitivity, changes of taste came back to normal, motion sickness was gone, and that sense of balance became improved as well. Still some mild issues there, but much better change. And her ankle, that was huge. So her ankle felt, she was walking more normally, walking improved, to the point where actually she began to play, returned to her club team for volleyball and participated in practices. And just before her last visit on Thursday, this past Thursday, she was in a tournament on the Wednesday night, and they placed second, and she started. So that was exciting to see. But there were still some issues that we needed to address. So we started a phase 2 program. This is in the second week of her care. We once we got improvement on that ankle, I changed the treatment to add the cross-qual figure eights, some soldier marching. Then we began to focus on that left mesencephalic issue, superior colliculus. So we could begin the process of remapping that. And I'm going to show you how we did that with the focus builder. And coupled reduction, lower cervical adjustments. She was stable enough to get adjustments, and I didn't add this first time, but I also did right field hemistim as well, 2 minutes in length. I got this actually from Greg Plogger. He helped me out on this one with a case that he had for 2 minutes with a right field hemistim. Now, how we did the left mesencephalic exercises on the focus builder, that's really simple. we just go combination saccades and pursuits. So we want to go in a down direction in terms of the first initial movement is going to be a pursuit to the down to the left and saccade up to the right. So, and I would use a crosshairs target, and so it should look like this. Pursuit down to the left, and you can vary the speeds as well if you wish, depending on the patient. And then I had her do saccades back up to the right. Very simple. Very, very simple to do. So that's a left mesencephalic, left superior collicular mapping. Now let's take a look at where she is at now. So her saccadometer results look like this. Here's her position graph. This is a quick 50. Again, not 100, so we had full 50 saccades, but you can see the improvement here. Much, much tighter. None of the junk. All much more metric, much more accurate. Still seeing this glissade, so we know we have to address that. Now let's take a look at her velocity graph. The velocity graph switched from left, in terms of the right saccades, switched from being a left skew to a right skew, but we could still see the dip. We could still see the intrusions here, but much tighter, more improved. And it's going along with her symptom improvement as well, and here's her phase profile as well. So you can still see it. Not done. We're not finished. But she's improved so much now that she's playing again, and we are able to, I think, transition into her more of a home program with her own iPad, and she's going to continue doing those exercises. So let's take a quick look at the data too, because that was really, really exciting. Is it this one? Yeah. So look at the speeds that we were able to improve. If you recall, the first latency speeds were 377 and 378. They've gone down now to 162 and 188. She's become much more metric, more accurate, but not perfect yet, but much more improved. And this is 2 weeks. This is a good case. 8 visits in 2 weeks, and we had a great change in this case. So I'm going to post this up. You guys can ask any questions on the forum. Thank you.